Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and as promised, remember in the last tier list video, as promised, I got you guys a new banger Ashe build, guys. This is a whole different Ashe playstyle. It's basically like playing a different champion, you know. I think you guys have already seen my old Ashe videos, which is the poke Ashe gameplay, right? Like where you wait, let me actually I should have the build right here. Yeah, with this build, basically, where you go for a Mana Mune, Essence Reaver, blah, blah, blah. This one is really good for your second ability. It deals a lot of damage with the second ability, but they've actually nerfed Ashe's second ability. They've taken away 10% of the attack damage scaling. That is why I've come up with a new playstyle for Ashe and with a new build. So let me explain it to you. There are timestamps in the description to just go to the gameplay, by the way. But first, let's talk about the build. So, first thing to understand about this build. This is a tank shredding build. If you're up against a very tanky composition, this build is gonna do wonders. Like, you know, if you're up against the Garens, the Nunus, the Mundos, the Braum, Alistar, etc., etc., you do not want to run a build like this against squishies like Evelyn or like, you know what I mean, right? Like you don't want to run this against squishies. So I recommend you to pick Ashe now into tanks and run this build. I'll explain to you exactly how to play it. Let's now first explain how to build it. First item, Blade of the Rune King. Okay, this is going to be your first item and just always build this item. Secondly, you get boots. Then next up, depending on what you need. If the enemy has a lot of armor, you get a Black Cleaver second. That's right, a Black Cleaver. I know it sounds like troll, but that's right, a Black Cleaver. If the enemy doesn't have a lot of armor, you can actually get away with the Runan's Hurricane. Runan's Hurricane is going to give you a lot of team fighting utility because like you're going to be hitting 3 enemies and you're going to slow all of them. It is huge. Like you're basically going to be slowing the entire enemy front line. It's really, really big. So Runan's Hurricane or a Black Cleaver, and then you get the other items. So your first 3 items are always going to be Blade of the Rune King, Runan's Hurricane, and then a Black Cleaver. For the boots, either like I recommend Mercury Threads or like plated steel caps because you're very tanky with this build. You know, if you want to tank up attack damage, you go for plated steel caps. Glutinous Greaves, I mean, you can go for it. I don't really recommend it because you already get healing from the Blade of the Rune King. But like whatever boots you really need, Mercury Threads or plated steel caps. Don't go for the Ionian Boots of Lucidity on this build because it doesn't work. Like this build is not supposed to go for Ionian Boots. You're gonna have your abilities up more than enough. Trust me. For your enchantment, it depends. I love the Protobot to get close to the enemy. You can get a stasis enchant if you need a stasis. Quicksilver, of course, if you need to anti-CC. And then as your fourth item, it becomes situational. Not an Edge of Night, actually. I mean, I only had Edge of Night in one game because I needed it. Like, I needed the Edge of Night shield. But basically, Mortal Reminder is very, very nice. This one is going to allow you to do even more damage to the tanks. And then a Death Stance is also really good on Ashe, like as your 5th item or something like that. And if I'm looking through the items, I'm not really seeing any other item that I would go for on Ashe, to be honest. Like, perhaps a Guardian Angel, right? Like, for the tankiness. But besides that, not really. Like, that's why the Edge of Night is here, because there's just really not that many good items that fit with this build. So, as I said, you want to get a Mortal Reminder. I don't recommend, where is it? I don't recommend Cerula's Grudge, because you're not going to be utilizing your second ability as much, so I don't really recommend it. But yeah, basically that. Mortal Reminder, and then whatever you need. If it's a Death Stance, Edge of Night, Guardian Angel, whatever you feel like you need. So for the runes, you go for Conqueror. Conqueror. Second rune, Weakness. Weakness, because you're constantly going to be slowing the enemies. Every basic attack slows an enemy, and when you have a Runan's Hurricane, you're going to be hitting 3 enemies. So Weakness is the perfect rune for Ashe. You're constantly going to be slowing them, and you're constantly be dealing 5% more damage to them. Third rune is situational. I recommend Hunter Titan or Conditioning to get to the later game. Like, this is a late game build. You kind of have to get through the early game, and then when you reach the late game, you're going to be unkillable, and then with the Hunter Titan or the Conditioning, it makes it even better. Fourth rune, you go for Sweet Tooth because you kind of need the Sweet Tooth for the early game. She's very mana hungry, but not that mana hungry. You don't really need a mana flow band because with this build, you're not going to be spamming your abilities as much. So Sweet Tooth is going to be your way to go. For your spells, you go for a Flash and then either an Exhaust or a Barrier, depending on what you need. Exhaust is incredibly good in this patch, but if you need a Barrier, you go for a Barrier, right? So that is it for the build. Let's now get into the more interesting part, which is the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So as I said, this is like a whole different champion. This is like a whole different champion you're playing. This is not poke Ashe, okay? This is not poke Ashe. This is like a whole new way of playing Ashe. So this one is going to be very interesting for you guys. Before we get into the game, I'm giving away 8 legendary skins this month. I'm actually going to be giving them away the day after tomorrow for this month. So if you want to enter, put a comment under the video. Also give it a like if you're enjoying it. I have a lot of amazing videos coming for you guys. A lot of interesting champions. You guys better be on the lookout for the future videos. So let's take a look at it. First thing about this build. The way that you upgrade your abilities, you fully upgrade your first ability first. This one. Not this one, but this one. I know, it may sound weird, but I did some testing and it's better. Like, you fully upgrade the first ability when you go for this build. Reason is, it perfectly works the Blade of the Rune King. So a few things to note about this build. A Blade of the Rune King gets applied on all of the ticks of your first ability, which is huge. Black Cleaver, you will shred 25% of the enemy's armor with one basic attack when you use your first ability. Those are all very important things to know. And then when you have a Rune's Hurricane, you can hit up to 3 enemies and shred all of their armor, 25% from the Black Cleaver, with one basic attack if you use your first ability. That is why this build is so incredibly good against tanks. I'm getting destroyed here though. Nah, whatever. Like, Ashe early game sucks, and I'm also with a Sona, so I should be very careful. I died here because obviously I tried to fight against a Thresh. I shouldn't fight against a Thresh, right? Like, it makes sense. Ashe really sucks early game, and you have to understand that and play it safe. Same goes for Sona, it's just my bad. Like, I played it very stupidly. I went for the fight that I shouldn't have gone. So let's take a look at the enemy composition. Now I want you guys to understand why I picked Ashe, okay? Thresh, which is a tank. Set, which is a tank. Nunu, which is a very big tank. These are 3 tanks. Okay, these are 3 champions that are tanks. What can this build for Ashe do? Destroy tanks, guys. That's what the build does. And that's why you want to be picking Ashe. I don't recommend you guys to play Ashe anymore with my old build, which is the poking build. Like, sure, it still works, but it's going to do less damage. Like, as I said, the scaling on your second ability, the attack damage scaling, has been reduced by 10%, which may not sound like a lot, but it is actually a lot. It literally reduces your damage by, well, not 10% exactly, but by a lot. Like, it reduces your damage by a lot. As you can see, we're just absolutely getting destroyed. Like, right now, my build is absolutely useless, as you can see. I'm trying to fight yet again, which is pretty stupid. I'm basically standing in the backline, trying to... Oh! That Lux ultimate. I need to stun him, boom, boom, there we go, perfect. So here, like, this was good positioning. In the early game, you kind of want to chill, you want to stand in the backline and just support your team. Make sure you slow all of the enemies with your second ability to apply the weakness on the enemy, right? Because you want your team to do 5% bonus damage as well. I actually don't have water, I'm super thirsty, so apologies, I just want to fill up my water. Just give me a second, guys. What the hell happened to my mic? What just happened? Okay. Hey, stay. Good job. Yeah, so there's a few key things to know about Ashe, okay? As I said, early game you suck. I've already explained it to you. But now let's talk a little bit about the mid game, which we've approached now, right? Like, this is the mid game. I can nearly get my Blade of the Rune King. After you get the Blade of the Rune King, you actually become pretty strong at 1 versus 1s. I got caught again. Oh! It's actually a winning fight because Lux ulted. Lux ult was perfect, so I went all in. So, as I said, when you get a Blade of the Rune King, it's kind of a turning point. You're still weak, but with this build, you're a monster in 1 versus 1s. Oh my god. But look, this is what I mean. I don't even have my Blade of the Rune King yet. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. You see what I'm talking about? This is without a Blade of the Rune King. This is what I mean with fully upgrading your first ability. That's the point of it. Sure, you're not gonna poke the enemy hard, but your sustain damage, guys, ooh, look, boom, 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 he's dead. Because he gets slowed, he's just dead. That's also the beauty about Ashe. When you catch out an enemy, the enemy is just dead. And even though you don't have a lot of crit, he shouldn't be able to kill me. I'm baiting him. Yeah, there we go. I might even be able to kill him here, yeah. Boom, easy kill. There it is. There it is. Now I can get a Blade of the Rune King, and the thing is, What the reason why I really like Runan's Hurricane before Black Cleaver is because the more crit you have, the bigger your slow gets. Like your slow becomes bigger. That's how Ashe's passive work. Crit doesn't increase your damage, it increases your slows. So, well, it does increase your damage as well, but basically it increases your slow. So you want to be increasing that slow, of course. I'm stunning him just so he cannot go in. And then like now I'm gonna slow the enemies more, which is really good. Like as I said, this build is meant for utility. This is a utility build, and in the very late game you do insane damage as well. We don't really need this dragon. Like it's not like the end of the world if we lose this dragon. So I'm just kind of standing in the backline, doing my thing. We killed him actually. For some reason he decided to ult there, so he gave me free damage, and we actually took the dragon from them, which is nice. I mean, it's kind of a useless dragon because I'm playing Ashe anyways with the sustain build. As I said, like right here what I'm doing, I'm not really doing anything, just standing behind the wall and doing some damage. I'm not going any further because I don't have to. Like, you don't have to force a win in the early game with Ashe. You outskill in the late game. Like here, you see, it's okay. My Lux is cursing in the chat, but I'm saying it's okay. Because I know the potential of my champion. I know the potential of this build. It is huge. So now let's talk about Ashe's third ability. This is a very important one as well because a lot of people don't think this ability is very useful, but let me actually tell you otherwise. So there's a few key things this ability can do. The first thing, which is actually not very useful, but I'm still going to tell you about it, is checking in the enemy jungle. Like let's say you want to check what's happening at the red side jungle, right? Like right here, you want to check what's happening. You can throw your bird over there and then pop it. He's dead, by the way. Like there's no way Jinx can survive this. So you can check that. Second thing, which makes it more useful. He should be dead too, actually. He should be dead too. Look, this is the Blade Rune King. He should be dead. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean with this build. This is exactly what I mean. When you catch out an enemy, you just destroy that enemy. Now let me finish my text about the third ability. If there is wards, you know, like if there is wards in a bush, you can use your third ability and then pop it. You have to pop it. If you don't pop it like this, when you pop it, it gives you true vision over the popped spot. True vision. The difference between vision and true vision is that true vision reveals everything. It reveals wards, it reveals invisible champions, it reveals everything. So when there is wards, when you know there is a ward from the enemy, instead of using a sweeper, you can use your third ability, which is simply on like a, like in the late game, it's going to be like a 15-second cooldown. Of course, in the early game, it's longer. You just use your third ability. He's dead. Should be dead. Actually, Thresh saved him. But yeah, you do it and you pop the wards. Now let me tell you about the third thing. Team fights, guys. This ability is so useful in team fights. When you're up against an Akali, up against a Kai'Sa, up against a Kha'Zix, Rengar, you know, the invisible champions, use your third ability and they are not invisible anymore. Look at this, by the way. Runan's Hurricane, by the way. This is Runan's Hurricane. I'm killing both of them at the same time, you see? Like, I was hitting both of them, and your first ability will go to both of them as well. I'll just hit both of them at the same time and kill both of them. He should be dead. He should be dead. Actually, why am I playing so safe? I could have killed him. I'm not sure why I played so safe here. I'm not sure. I didn't have to flash here. I could have slowed him and we would have just killed him. I'm not sure why I played it so safe. I mean, in 10 seconds I have my ultimate, but yeah, like right here, I'm just using my third ability to get vision in case the enemy wants to gank me, right? Like, yeah. Sorry, crit increases your damage per basic attack. So crit is nice. That's why Runan's Hurricane is a second item is very, very nice. I just completely missed my ultimate there, by the way. But it's fine. Whatever. With this build, you cannot spam your ultimate as much as my other build, but it's okay, right? Like, Black Cleaver still gives you a lot of ability haste, so you can still use it quite often, but of course not as often as the other build, the poke build, because the poke build is fully revolved around your second ability and then your ultimate. So, but this one is revolved around your first. This one is revolved around your first ability and sustain damage, and the later you get into the game, the more insane it becomes, the damage. It's absolutely crazy. I need to be a bit careful. I dodged the thingy, that's good. My positioning is a bit too far. Yep. Yep. Exactly, yep. I deserve to die. Like, I totally deserve to die there. My positioning was absolutely horrible there. I was gonna say, like, there's no way I survived that. My Lux is doing work, though. What? Since when does Lux do so much damage? Look at him. Ooh. Oh, close. But yeah, obviously I die there. Like, the thing about Ashe is, Ashe has a lot of range. You have to utilize this, okay? Don't play it like I did right there. That was just stupid of me. That was just absolutely stupid. I got way too close to them and I just died. Ashe has range. Utilize this range. I'm stunning the set, by the way. Should be a free kill for the Nasus. Yeah, now it's a free kill for the Nasus. This is, of course, another thing that you can do. He didn't even kill him? But this is another thing that Ashe can do, of course. Just across the map, stun the enemy. So right here, I think my positioning is going to be much better. Yeah. So let's take a look. I'm just standing in the backline. I see a Nunu here. I go on the Nunu. Easy kill. You see? Then I stand in the backline. Only when I see that my team is going in, that's when I go aggressive. And here, as I said, like now it's over. I'm full HP and the enemies just can't kill me right now. Runan's Hurricane, by the way. Runan's Hurricane. Runan's. Quadra. Kill. This is what I'm talking about. And this is only 2 item Ashe. This is not 4 or 5 item Ashe. This is 2 items. And it only gets better and better from here. That is the beauty of this build. If you position yourself properly, you will absolutely decimate the enemy, especially the tanks with this build. You will just destroy the tanks. Here, I'm just using my third ability. You know why? Because why not? Because why not? If there is a ward, I pop the ward. It's literally as easy as that. Just randomly pop your first ability and you're gonna be popping the wards. Your first ability gives you bonus attack speed and bonus damage per attack. And that's what makes this so damn good. That's what makes it so amazing. So here, I was going for the Edge of Night, I believe. Oh, come on. I missed. Yeah, the ultimates are not that good today, as you can see. It's a bit awkward. Oh, my team is dying against Jinx. That sucks. If Jinx gets 1 kill, it means she's gonna kill my entire team. Yep. It is what it is. It's fine. We got the Rift Herald. I mean, Jinx is also a problem in the late game. She's basically the same as Ashe. But Ashe does better at shredding tanks and Ashe does better at supporting her team. But Jinx does more raw damage with her rockets. She does so much damage with those rockets. So you gotta be careful of a Jinx. You cannot just play around with a Jinx. I have my ultimate though. I'm kind of waiting for a free kill. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Free kills now. That's a free kill and this is a free kill. Bye. Easy. You see? You see? I just baited them and then with the ultimate, easy peasy kills. I flashed under the turret to get the thresh under my turret and then I stunned another person as well and I killed both of them. It's as easy as that, guys. It's as easy as that. If you have good positioning on Ashe, they just can't kill you. Right here, I assume I'm gonna use my third ability. Boom. There is no wards, so I don't have to pop anything. But there you can see it. Like, that's how the third ability is useful, guys. That's how you need to use it. Use it in case you think there is a ward from the enemy. I gotta be a little careful because the turret is gonna focus me. I have my ultimate, which I should use here to go on the Jinx. I stunned the set, which is also good. But stunning Jinx would have been better. Jinx cannot escape anymore, by the way, unless she flashes, of course. But she wouldn't be able to escape without her flash. Like, that's the beauty of this build. If you catch an enemy, enemy is just dead. Like, he's just dead, unless they flash away. I'm looking for the Morgana. There it is. She's dead. She's just dead, guys. She is just dead. This, like, playing Ashe with this build is not easy. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you guys. This is not easy. Like, you need to be skilled at Ashe and it takes some time, right? Like, as I said, the positioning is incredibly important. You need to pick it into the right draft. As I said, like, against the tanks, this does really, really well. What else was I gonna say? You need to be good with your ultimate. That's like a general thing with Ashe. As you saw in this game, I failed it a few times, which cost me some free kills. But like, it's kind of important to do because generally Ashe is a bit weaker of an ADC. Okay, she is a bit weaker. She's not weak, but she's just a bit weaker. Like, Jinx has more carry potential than an Ashe, right? It's obvious, because if Jinx gets 1 kill, she gets so much attack speed and movement speed, she does way more damage than me. But you as an Ashe provide so much utility to a team because of your slows and because you're shredding all of the enemy's armor with your Black Cleaver. And then your third ability as well, which reveals invisible enemies and it takes away wards. Like, you have all of those tools at your disposal that you need to use to make Ashe a useful champion. So like right here, I need to have careful positioning. Using my third ability, you see ward, I pop the ward. That's how it is. Like now we have the vision advantage as well. Now the dragon is spawning and the enemies don't have vision. Why? Because of my third ability. You see, it's that simple, guys. I'm ulting him just because I can. Look at the damage. Like I'm forcing him to use important abilities, but I should be able to just kill him. Boom, 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 boom. He should be dead too. He couldn't kill me. I'm not sure why I'm playing so passively. I killed him anyways, but I'm not sure why I was playing so passively. I'm just taking a turret as well, because why the hell not? And then they are all caught off position. Like this is just collecting free kills for me. I'm going on the Jinx because she is the one that deals the most damage. And after I kill her, no one can kill me anymore. And we're just killing every single one of them. So here, you know, like look at this. There is a Thresh. Look at how much damage you deal. Like, look at this. He's in his base. I still kill him. And we're legendary. And that is the game, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's take a look at how much damage I did. Let's now take a look at how much damage I did in this game. I'm curious. I believe it's gonna be like 35,000 maybe. Let's see, better than 98.7% of the Ashe players. That's pretty good. Oh, it's 36,000, pretty close. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.